Welcome to my channel. Once again, I am at it with a cat litter box, and I got the idea from this video right here. You can just go there for the simplified version. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I have to make sure that they get their credit for knowing that they created this idea, and they did it way better than I did, obviously. But I recommend checking them out if you want the simplified version. This channel video will just be the longer detailed version of how I did it. And I started off with measuring the litter box originally, and this one is from IKEA. This little black box here. I just liked that it wasn't the shiny plastic type, and I just measured it out to make sure it was the right length for the wood. And here I am cutting it to the size. I measured it to be a little larger, so that way there will be enough space to guarantee that the box will fit inside. I didn't want to just have a box like the wood box, like there still needed to be an actual litter box in there. So after I took my measurements, I cut it out, and this is the size for the bottom, and the sides were a little different. And each measurement will be different depending on how you measure your box. Each cat litter box is a different size. And these are all the sizes that I came out to be. I forgot the exact measurements. I got this from Menards, I think, or Home Depot. It's just there for some protection in case of any scratches or she decides to let loose on the walls. So that's what it's there for. And this is what it looks like. I did a double layer. So this is just the first coating, and then I let it dry. It didn't take too long, but the instructions say to let it dry a couple hours between coating. So I know that I'm not using the right type of protection for my carpet. Like, I have no bag or anything, but eventually I did switch. I eventually got some coverings to protect the carpet, and I kept it all in just one stroke, so that way it looked even, but it dried evenly, so it wasn't luckily any brush strokes that you would see. Yes, right here. So this is where I finally got some protection for my carpet, because what kind of crazy person just paints without any type of protection for their carpet? Oh wait, that's me. So this is my second coating, I believe, and it's looking pretty nice. And I chose this one because it dries clear. I didn't want anything that was going to change the color too much, so I stuck with a water-based coating. And here I am measuring the litter box, so that way the entrance matches up correctly, so that way she doesn't have to trip over herself while getting in. Then I wanted to see the radius of how big the entrance would be, and just kind of measured it out myself. Wasn't exactly the perfect circle, but I mean, I'm working on it. Whenever I am using my jigsaw, I have to drill this hole, and then I use my jigsaw to enter through there, so that way I can start and work. That's what I'm doing right here. And now I just go ahead and proceed to cut out that circle. I'm pretty sure there's better ways to get a nice clean circle. And this is also not a safe idea to just use like this bench, but I mean this little seat to cut, but I did it anyway. So that's one of those disclaimers. Do not try this at home, just to be safe. Use an actual proper countertop. And here's another reason why. Not only is it dangerous, but your measurements just will not come out as nicely. I had to use a sandpaper to sand down the sides to make sure that she didn't cut herself or hurt herself while jumping through the hole. So make sure you do that if you do this. And here's a wood glue. I did nail the pieces together, all the walls, but I just wanted an extra security, airtight lock. So I first glued on all the sides, and I made sure that it was nailed in afterwards. And these are the nails that I have used for the box. You can get them from, I think, I forgot where, maybe Lowe's, I think I got these from, because the walls I use, like the wood I use, is so thin because plywood is very expensive, and I use a thicker bottom piece right there. If you can see, the wood on the bottom is much thicker than the sides, because the thinner one was cheaper, but it holds up really well, and it's still pretty heavy. It's still pretty durable. So after I nailed that in, I am gluing this other side here together, and then I'm going to nail that in with the other nails, obviously. So here I am doing that. Once again, I recommend that you use a better protection for your carpet, like a paper or something that you can use to make sure the glue doesn't get on the carpet. Oh, oh, did she hurt herself? I think she did. But she's a trooper. She'll be fine. She'll keep going on as if nothing happened. Anyway, I'm fine. And the box worked out to be just fine as well. So I'm finally gluing on this last piece, which is the front piece. And boy, oh boy, did I mess up. The bottom piece was just a little too narrow, and so I had to fill that in with some wood glue that you'll see. But here's like the finished look for all of it that has come together. So this is plastic wood, just a wood filler that I used to fill in this little crack right here because my measurements were off. Oh, and here's the hinges. I got these from Lowe's, and this is my favorite part just because I think it's so cool. I got to make a little door hinge for the litter box, and uh, once again, these are such small and thin boards, so I wasn't sure what kind of nails to use, and they were a little longer than I wanted them to be, but I'll show you how I did that, how I covered afterwards. And this this plate right here, it worked out really nicely, but it was a straight plate, and I just feel like it didn't look as the one I wanted in the original video of the person that I was trying to emulate. And this is an angled one, and it made such a difference in the end, and it looks so much better, and you'll see in the final results. These are the washers and nuts that I used to lock in the hinges. I also got these from Lowe's, and this is how I secured on the screws. Just like that. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about. You'll see that the nails are sticking out, but I obviously didn't want to leave it like that. I didn't want her to be in there with some nails faced towards her. So for now, this is how they were looking, but it's able to open and close. So I'm really, really happy about that. I didn't know exactly what kind of cap to use for the nails, and I just figured I'd go with this tape. It's an actually an electric tape, but it worked just fine to use for covering up the nails. So it really protected all the screws, so that way there's no pointy, sharp objects directed at her, and it stayed on. I would definitely like to find something else that looks better to cover this with, or even if you have any recommendations for other nails I could use. I'm very open to advice just because I, of course, want the best for my cat. Yeah, they're pretty soft. You're not gonna feel anything, and they stay on pretty well. So for now, this will do, but I'm open to advice. And this is a finished result. Here we go. This is the woodworking I have done. That is very amateur. I'm well aware. Spare me. But I still love it. My cat doesn't notice the problems, and it's very durable. It holds well, very, very steady, and I think it looks great. Everyone else who comes here says they love it, and it covers the smell, it covers the view, and I just think it fits in with my living room so well. So I'm really happy. And I just want to say thanks for watching. I hope this helped, and to have a great day.